Hey, this is Dan. I'm recording vlog 3. I just visited with Seljan, my Turkish professor. Um, we met at Owen Hall. And for our Turkish experience, we talked, or we drank Turkish coffee and just talked for a while. Um, Turkish coffee is very interesting. I don't know if you ever had it. I had never had it. Basically, like the only way I can describe it is it's basically like a shot glass full of coffee, but the coffee is like very like gritty and both bitter and intensely flavorful at the same time. Um, it's very interesting. It's basically like if you were to take an American like cup of coffee, just like black coffee, and like compress it into a shot glass. Like that would be how I describe Turkish coffee. It's very strong. It's very bitter. It was very interesting. I'm not sure if I was a huge fan or not, but it was definitely interesting to like try that and experience it because I'd never done that before. So um, on to the questions. At what point did I feel the strongest negative or positive emotion? It was probably toward the beginning. I felt a negative emotion actually, and it was Seljan was talking about like how much she like misses her parents and her family back home, and that was I guess like I didn't really know how to respond to that just because she's traveled all over the world. Like she's studied in like 8 or 9 different countries and knows all the languages. Um, and then I mean it was all willing. Like she wanted to do all that stuff, so I didn't really know how to console her a little bit because she was getting like pretty emotional, and I didn't really know how to console her just because like she made the choice to to like come here. I couldn't be like, oh, you know, you're being oppressed, like, you know, comfort her down because she was wronged or anything. So I guess I just didn't really know what to do. Um, but eventually, I mean, I just basically was just like, you know, keep telling me about your parents and your homeland and all that stuff. And you know, she was just telling me about the differences between her and her parents. But actually, I'll get to that in the next question. So, moving on. What 2 things surprised me most about this experience is that what I was just touching on is that Seljan is so liberal. Like she's liberal by American standards, and she's Turkish. So that's like she's like radically liberal for living in the Middle East. And granted, Turkey is more liberal than the rest of the Middle East, but not by as significant of an amount as like she is more liberal than the average American. So that was really interesting for me to hear. Like I love that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a politics nerd, and it's like she's so liberal. It was very crazy, and she was so critical of President Erdogan. So I did understand the entire time I was getting a biased view of President Erdogan. But like, the second thing that surprised me the most was she was telling me like about Erdogan's attempts to censor the media in Turkey. I know, like, we looked at a video recently of, it was probably shot a week ago, and it was a video of just government troops, like, coming into a news station that was, like, critical of them. So it'd be like Obama and Fox News or something like that. And just coming in and, like, with a giant water hose and just destroying all of the equipment and blasting the news anchors and like all this like, crazy stuff like, and it was just filmed, and it was like, wow, that's pretty bad. And then she was telling me like there's a government sponsored newspaper that he like intentionally puts on everyone's doorstep, and I thought like, and it's like very biased like government propaganda, and like it's like obviously like not the real news, it's just what the government wants you to know. And that was I don't know. I guess it was really interesting to just listen to Seljan. I definitely felt grateful to live in America where we do have such freedom of speech. And I mean, I'm a little bit skeptical of all the corporate media stuff, like especially with all the Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump thing going on. Like I'm a huge Bernie Sanders supporter, and he's very critical of the corporate media as well. But I mean, our corruption in our corporate media is so much like less of a big deal, I guess, than it is in Turkey, because those guys don't even have access to basic information about the world. So that was, yeah, wow. It was definitely a great experience. Um, what are two things I would like to do or talk about sometime? I guess I just want to hang out with Seljan more. I mean, she's just such an interesting person. I've just been using this as an excuse to hang out with her, but I'll have to just like hit her up and like, we just have to hang out on our own, because she's just absolutely fascinating person. Um, and then another thing I guess I want to do is I still want to play catch with her. I didn't get to do that the first time. I just love playing catch, like with baseball, football outside. So I'll definitely plan on that. But that's my vlog 3. So thank you.